Hi, I'm Lisa Vann. I'm editorial artist from Seattle, Washington. I'm also a salon owner and an educator globally. One of the things that I wanted to really bring you today is something that is a great passion of mine, and that is avant-garde hairdressing. The thing that most stylists don't know is how much work and dedication and time it takes to get the looks from the wig store or the hair store to the client when you're doing print work or runway work, or even just doing fun within the salon and working with your team. So today I want to bring you some great tricks and tips on how to achieve some of these looks and the preparation that you go through to get the end results that you desire. So today I want you to stay tuned and enjoy some avant-garde hairstyling. I think the biggest key to avant-garde hairstyling is inspiration. What inspires you to do it? There's a couple of ways that I look at building and creating beautiful avant-garde pieces. One is what inspires me to get the idea, and that often comes from art. It actually comes from environment and also comes from other hairstylists in the industry. I see some really amazing, beautiful look from Vivian McKender, Nicholas French, Angelo Seminara. These are great names to look up in our industry to kind of see where their minds go when it comes to avant-garde hairstyling. My recommendation for inspiration is look to other hairstylists, but don't copy other hairstylists. When you look to other hairstylists, look at what they're doing and then go in to see what they were inspired by. A lot of times you're going to find it's from artists or paintings or nature. The other thing that I look to is who are my models, who's lighting it, where are we shooting it, really getting environmental and also getting your team together to kind of know what they can bring to the table. A lot of my work is partnered with a photographer, James Chin, and also Andrew Deardahl, who does my designs. In some of my portfolio, you're going to see that we use from ice sculpting dresses to mirrors to sandpaper. Those are the wardrobe inspiration that I was given when we were coming up with collaboration to get some really great looks. When I go and do shows, we've done the Australian Expo, we've done fashion weeks around the world, then I look to a team of people, whether it's my designer, whether it is the producer of the shows, whether it's just a theme of the shows. We did a show at the Australian Expo that was all geared around elements. So we had water, fire, air, earth. And so each segment and each look that we did were designed by the elements. And that was a theme for the show. We also did a show that was around elephants, kind of banning trophy hunting in Asia and India. And so we were really inspired by the designers by creating looks that were inspired by elephants. And so we wanted to bring awareness to actually ban any type of trophy hunting when it came to ivory with the tusks of elephants. So you're going to get inspiration in many different ways. What I do recommend is not to take other people's styles and try to duplicate them. Come up with your own, be creative, and it'll be more exciting for you to have really original work. There's a lot of things that I work with when I'm doing avant-garde hairstyling. One is time. Time is going to be your friend. Give yourself plenty of time to build the pieces, make mistakes, refix those mistakes. One piece that I made, it must have taken me 6 months. I worked on it every single day for a couple hours a night after I got out of the salon just to get the results that I want. When it didn't work, I had to start over. So know that those mistakes can happen. For tools wise, I find that I go to a glue gun quite a bit. I mean, when you're building pieces, you might not look towards bobby pins and elastics and curling irons and hairspray. You might have to go to unconventional things like glue. When I'm building avant-garde pieces, I often go to Home Depot or kind of department like craft stores to get some of my tools, because what I find is I have a better result of things lasting longer when I'm building them with other materials than just what I'd find at a beauty supply. I do often get large hairpins or large clips or even metal wire. I've used fishing line. So whatever is needed when you are creating something, you want to have structure and security in your piece so that can last. Because a lot of times it's being like walked down a runway or you're shooting it, and if it's falling apart, it's going to cause you great headaches. So you want to practice with these pieces prior to your event, and that way you know that it's going to hold up. So today I'm really excited to show you some really fun techniques in avant-garde styling. And as we move through the day, I will be talking about some of the tools that I used and some of the things that I did to prep the pieces prior to today, because I couldn't actually come in and start a video and not have 15 to 20 days to actually make a piece. So we're going to talk about how those pieces were made. We're going to talk about what products and what tools I used to make them. And we're going to have a great day of doing avant-garde hairstyling and being inspired by it to do it yourselves. One of the things that I'm very focused on is sanitation when I'm out working, especially globally. Being a global educator, I go into different territories around the world, and different areas require different types of sanitation. Before we bring our model out, Alexis, I'm going to actually put on my face mask. I use different ones. A lot of times when I use a different model, I will change my mask and apron out before my next model comes in. And then I'm going to properly sanitize my hands. And also to note, all my tools are sanitized in between model usage, and actually in the salon as well, we sanitize all our tools after every guest. So let's get started and have Aspen bring in our first model. So we're back with our second wig look. Like I said on the first one, we use the hair to hold the wig down, because what I love about incorporating their hair into a wig look, you can create the same texture that you're using on the wig. You can match color, have a contrasting color, and pull their hair through the wefts of the wig, so that way it holds the wig in place, and you have an easy, great shape that looks very natural. Now with this, we're gonna move into a second wig look, and what I wanna do is we're gonna Aspen and I are just gonna start pinning Rose's hair down. The thing of it is that when you're doing editorial work, a lot of times when you're using a model, you might have one or two models booked, and you might not have the luxury to do a full wig wrap and wet the hair down, because it takes time to kind of wash and blow dry and get the hair prepped for the next look. So what we like to do is to go in and just start pinning the hair down, and we're just going to create the same kind of flat circular motion. Sometimes you just have to use a lot of bobby pins, and then we're going to incorporate a wig cap to help flatten the look. So we're just going through with some bobby pins and just flattening down her set, because in our next look I want to utilize her texture again, so it's not really worth combing out, wetting her hair, and doing a traditional wig wrap. So I'm going to turn her, and we're just kind of mushing and pinning this down so we can get another look out of Rose. We're just going to keep going, Rose. More and more looks. I actually like to use bobby pins that actually grip. If the bobby pins open up and they stay open, they're not going to grip the hair. And as you move around to pin down hair, your bobby pin flat is to the crown of the head or to the scalp, and then the grip pulls the hair in. And if you want extra grip, just crisscross your pins, because that's going to allow the hair to hold flat into place. So now as I'm moving around, we're going to keep pushing this hair very flat down with the bobby pins. And you can see how I started crisscrossing with the flat of the pin to the scalp and the grip pulling the hair in. And now I'm gonna just take this bottom and just kind of tuck it under and flat. And again, just keep pulling and pushing and moving that hair to where we can get as flat as possible, but we're not trying to distort the set because we're gonna use it in our next look. Okay, so Aspen, I'm gonna have you grab the wig cap. Whoops. Need another bobby pin. Okay, so I'm gonna have you hold it at her hairline on her head. So hold it right on her head. And we're gonna stretch this right over and making sure everything is tucked in. And these are great to have on hand, not only for wig making, but when you're putting a wig on, you wanna make sure that you have all the hair in the cap and just tightly secured. Okay, so we're gonna grab the pink dread wig. I'm gonna turn it side to side so you can see where Aspen's holding it. I like to use the second pair of hands when I'm installing a wig because I can stretch it and then the person in front of me can often see right where it falls. I also don't always have a mirror on set or where I'm working, so I can't always see the front. So I'm gonna have Aspen hold the front, make sure we have it right. This is right. Just gonna hold it right at the hairline again, and we're gonna stretch this right over the top. How's that? We're gonna come back around. And then just make sure, the only thing that's really gonna set this off is any green hair coming through. So we're gonna make sure that all the hair is hidden, and then I can go through and just start kind of placing however shape I wanna see this wig as far as the photo goes. So I'm gonna kind of stand some of them up, come in and pull some up from the back and pin them in. A lot of times when I'm shooting, I like to kind of get an idea of what shape I want to have on my model. What's her best side? Rose does a lot of modeling. So what side is your best side, Rose, that you tend to lean towards? Do you have a good side? Right side. So go into your right side pose that you like. So here. Okay, so it wouldn't do me justice to have a lot of hair coming on that side. So what we would want to do is start pinning things so we can get her chin, her neck, and kind of open up that side. So I'm going to have Aspen kind of start pinning hair up a bit on that side to kind of show off her neck and chin. Sorry, I'm leaning over the camera. And I'm gonna turn her a little bit more towards me so I can look at that shape. We'll pin this one up. So when you're creating kind of a dread wig and texture like this, it's all about the shape. And when you're getting the shape in the camera, and we're gonna have an image that we're gonna show you that I use this wig on. And you'll see that I did a profile with it because I really do like the airiness and the texture of it. We did tie in some tinsel and thread just to give it a little more interest. And again, if she kind of looks towards me and then down a little bit, and I'm gonna spin her this way. I wanna pull these up a little more. So this is all where you would start shaping the texture and looking definitely at your monitor to see if you like the way it's opening up. And again, it's one of these things that you're gonna prepare before the actual shoot. So we actually colored wefts, we made the wig, we set the wig, we dreaded the wig, we tied in the thread and the tinsel, and then we had it ready to go. And now is the time to just kind of place it to where you have the shape that you want for your model.